Our episode begins with Reijou flying with Melfi. He tells her that if she needs a break, she should let him know immediately. She replies that she's fine, thank God, but points out that he didn't sleep at all last night. He tells her not to worry, showing her some green items. It's Kabo, a substance that allows him to stay awake and fully alert for a long time. Melfi gets angry and insists, Reijou, you need to rest now. I can ride with Molan or Zeus, don't worry about me at all. This makes him angry out of jealousy and he declares, absolutely not. No one will carry you but me. Her face turns red, and she's secretly overjoyed that he's jealous of her. And why wouldn't he be? He's loved by everyone, young and old. All the knights of his country, Galbris, whom Melfi has met, love and respect him, enjoying the warmth of the large family that surrounds the Duke. She then asks him, what cities and towns do you have here in Galgris? He explains that there were originally 30, but 17 years ago that number dropped to just 12 settlements. This was due to a great famine, drought, and other natural factors, which they refer to as the Great Natural Disaster. During that period, the previous duke suddenly died, and afterward, Reijou was chosen to be the next duke. Melfi is shocked. How can a duke die from famine when he's the ruler of the entire region? Perhaps he died from an illness or something similar? An unprecedented number of monsters appeared in the Azini forest, he tells her. We couldn't kill them fast enough, and their magical power grew immense. A huge number of bloodthirsty monsters besieged Galbris. The previous duke, of course, did his duty. He was a great and heroic warrior, but unfortunately, we lost many knights. Thankfully, no other country suffered any damage. Melfi asks, what about the other regions? I mean, the health and condition of their knights. Didn't His Majesty request reinforcements? He probably did, Reijou replies. But they couldn't reach us. The weather conditions were too harsh and severe. We put our lives on the line here while fighting monsters to defend the kingdom. Everyone loves their homeland and has sworn an oath of loyalty. They will defend their faith and their country. And most importantly, they will never give up their land. I too have dedicated my soul to this sacrifice. I love my country and my homeland. Melfi gets angry and teary-eyed. Don't say that. How can you talk about dying? She smiles sadly and says, I'm so worried about you. My mother died as if she just surrendered to her fate in the same way, but I won't allow that to happen to you. That's why I'll continue my research. I'll keep searching so that no one has to suffer again. I swear I will do the impossible to ensure everyone is safe. She then takes his hand, kisses it, and says, I'm sure that the magic circle I'm researching will be useful to you. She tells him she will do everything in her power to protect him and his knights from harm, and so she wants him to reconsider how he lives his life, to live it with her. Reijou is stunned by her words. He thinks for a moment, then tells her that despite everything, he can't put her in danger and will protect her. She replies that she wants to protect him too. Her way is different from his, but she wants to protect him and everyone else. As Reijou looks deeply into her eyes, he sees that her words are completely sincere. When she sees him silent and unresponsive, Melfi shouts at him, telling him again that she will do the impossible. Reijou finally speaks, telling her that her words bring joy to his heart, but he doesn't know how to respond. He asks her to calm down and not to cry, as he doesn't want to make her sad. He admits that he has always considered death an accepted fact of his life. He then tells her he wants to share an old story with her if she's willing to listen. Melfi agrees, eager for him to open up about himself. Reijou confesses that he's desperate to know what she truly thinks of him. Even though they've only just been engaged, he feels an overwhelming desire not to disappoint her. He says he feels pathetic because he's torn between the desire to hide his pathetic side and the urge for her to know everything about him. But since nothing can change the past, he wants her to know who he truly is. He reveals that he was born the second son of the former king of Langdius. He was a prince. He recalls his childhood in the palace and mentions his older brother, Maxime, who had the same purple hair and eyes as King Maximus. The famous, wise, seventh monarch, Maximus, earned the title the Second Coming of the Sage. He also had a unique ability to store magic in his eyes. We see a flashback of Reijou with his brother. He tells Maxime that his teachers and nurses say he's smart and a fast learner. Maxime is happy to hear this. Reijou continues, explaining that he always loses control of his magical power and ends up destroying the castle. His brother Maxime encourages him, telling him he's just a bit clumsier than others. When Reijou tries to use his magic again, he blows a hole in the wall and becomes very sad. His teacher scolds him, saying he's been told many times to be more careful. Suddenly, Reijou collapses, having lost control and developed a high fever. Back in the present, Melfi is shocked to hear this, knowing it's incredibly dangerous to lose control of one's magic, and that it could have killed him if the fever hadn't subsided. Reijou reassures her that he's fine now. He tells her he knew she was very worried about him last night, sensing that she lost someone very close to her, her mother, and that he will wait for her to be ready to talk about it. He continues his story. When he became strong enough to handle the magic inside him, the only safe place left for him in the castle was with the knights. The reason was simple. He then recalls meeting Caius, who told him he knew he was the out-of-control prince that all the staff and servants feared. Caius then kneels and kisses his hand. Reijou reflects that although Caius was very critical of him when they first met, He was the first knight to ever swear his loyalty to him, even though he could have easily followed in his father's footsteps and joined the royal guard instead. He could have followed in his father's footsteps and joined the royal guard, but he's a trusted partner who followed me to the lands of Galbreeze. Melfi is delighted by this wonderful story. The prince then embraces her, and she feels a great warmth. He tells her that the rest of the story isn't very pleasant. It happened 17 years ago and is one of their national secrets. I don't mind telling you everything about myself. Our engagement had the king's approval, and I never intended to marry anyone. But the moment I met you, I changed my mind. The prince then details what happened 17 years ago. My father appointed me to prevent a succession conflict, even though my older brother was the one who should have ascended the throne. At that time, the kingdom was weakened by the drought and famine that struck the region. The nobles were on the verge of rebellion, and he had no other choice. However, some nobles supported the harsh measures of making me the crown prince and sending me to attack other countries. They wanted to expand our territory through invasion under the wing of a magically powerful prince. Thanks to my unique sight, an internal conflict erupted between the pro-war and anti-war factions. Kais's father fell when he became involved in it. Ro here continues. When I realized what was happening and heard the servants saying the wars had escalated, I rushed to my brother and told him, I will take the name Galbreeze, so you will become the king. We cannot allow this tragedy to happen again. His older brother replied, You are so young, yet you speak like this. This is very saddening, Aristide. His full name. My father then went before the people and informed everyone that I would become the king's successor, and we would end this suffering as quickly as possible. And so, my brother became king, while I chose the path of the knights. Several years later, Rogier sits with his brother and discusses their strategy. Monster hunting cannot be the only goal for the Knights of Galbreeze. I want to offer them something more. His brother liked this sound idea and wanted to give Rogier a position in the royal guard, since he had served 5 years with great distinction among the knights. Rogier agreed, believing it would strengthen their position. Plius then adds, We are also exploring uses for the monsters we hunt. Some are sources of rare materials, so it is wasteful to simply dispose of them. The king notes that depending on the quality, they might be able to pay large sums for the materials. They are all happy with this news. Returning to the present, Aristide, Rogier says, and we are still flying on this dragon. Of course, none of this would have worked out if the king and I weren't brothers. Melfi is very happy with this wonderful system. The prince tells her, We will continue hunting monsters to protect the kingdom, and if another disaster strikes the land, I will sacrifice my life. Melfi argues, instead of sacrificing your life, let's look for a way to do something about the disaster itself. The prince is amazed that such a thing might be possible. Rogier asks her, Is something like that even possible? Melfi replies, Monsters keep increasing in number. There's a limit to how many you can hunt. Rogier concedes. But someone has to do it. Melfi challenges him. Will you sacrifice yourself, Duke Aristide? Absolutely not, I refuse. If my new research succeeds, extracting magic from living creatures, or rather, extracting magic toxins, the monsters will stop losing control and attacking people. You won't need to risk your life. Plus, if I learn to extract the magic toxins while they're alive, maybe I can even prepare delicious meat from the rabid monsters. Rogier is clearly amazed by her idea. Then, he leans in and kisses her. He tells her, I am seriously considering how to truly live my life with you. Melfi is stunned by his words and tells him, Please don't tease me. He then points out their destination. Do you see that, Melfi? We are about to arrive. In moments, we'll reach Galbreath. This below us is the Izini forest. Isn't it magnificent? It's far too vast for me to know all of it. Even I would get lost without a map. Melfi notes, this massive forest is infested with monsters. Rogier explains, no doubt about it. These lands contain ley line magic ore, and the ore sources lie deep underground. The soil and air are saturated with magic. Melfi is startled and thinks to herself, a forest where only monsters live? Wait a minute, this is very dangerous. Rogier points out landmarks. Look, this is our great Galbreath River, and to the east is the Kalberth River, which feeds it and branches out in 3 directions from there. Melfi asks, are the rivers concentrated in one area? Rogier replies, this place is unique. The meltwater from the Galbreath pastures flows underground until it surfaces here. Melfi says, but with all that snowmelt and these rivers… Rogier tells her, that's what you would expect, but during the disaster 17 years ago, it completely dried up. Melfi thinks to herself, if even this magnificent river dried up, then Marshall shouldn't stand a chance. Speaking of which, I wonder if the Duke knows why such widespread drought occurred in the kingdom of Langdius. Suddenly Rogier says, forgive me, Melfi, but sitting like that is dangerous. Please turn around. The dragon speaks up. Do you hear me, your grace? It's a flock of Berginon. There are 100 behind us, then 200. Their numbers keep growing, now 800. Rogier announces he will take the lead. I need 2 unburdened knights to take the rear. Who volunteers? Zith speaks up. Eric and I will take the rear. Rogier tells them, good. I'm counting on you both. Melfi thinks, the monsters are approaching. Do they mean these ones? There are so many. The dragon reports. About 600 are approaching now, Your Grace. They are picking up speed. Reijou replies, so are we. Let them get as close as possible. He hands Melfi a wind visor. Take this, it's a wind visor, put it on. Melfi thanks him. Reijou apologizes. I'm sorry this is happening, but this is how things go in Galbris. Melfi tells him, I'm fine. She asks, these are monsters, right? Are they airborne? He answers, yes, they are called Berganon. They use a speed spell to hunt in flocks. It would be incomprehensible if we only had one rider, but it's rare for them to attack while we travel in a group. Melfi comments, the first monster I meet in the Izini forest isn't mentioned in my books. Am I lucky or unlucky? I love eating, but I'd rather not be eaten. The dragon says, we are ready, Your Grace. Reijou tells Melfi, hold on and stay steady. The dragon reports, about 400 monsters approaching now. Reijou asks Melfi, are you ready? They begin their attack. Melfi exclaims, this speed magic is amazing, we're going to crash. And that's where today's episode ends. If you enjoyed the video, hit like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell button to get all our new updates.